Hey guys, I'm Lou and welcome to my latest video. So today I'm going to be talking about my ideas for the next FIFA game, FIFA 16 obviously, and the mode I'm going to be focusing on today is the career mode, and it's basically just going to be my dream career mode. So what this is basically just going to be a list of ideas type thing of what I'd like to see in the next FIFA career mode and what will make it better than it already is. So the first thing that I really want from the new career mode is the fact that I want to feel more involved, you know. I want ticket prices to be controllable and to dictate how many fans actually look in the stadiums, because if you think about it, the more expensive your tickets are, the less fans there's going to be. And if you have really low ticket prices, you'll make less money, but you'll have more fans in your stadium, which will motivate your players more. And I think it should have an impact of that, not just how good your players are or if they're in form, but there should be like levels of support kind of thing. So if you have more expensive ticket prices, the players are going to be less support and they're going to play not as well as they would do if they had the full stadium. Another thing that's part of the feeling more involved is I don't just want to be the manager. I want to be, yes, I want to be the manager, but I also want to have the chance to have my say in other areas of the club, such as the stadium and sponsorship deals and stuff like that. Because I remember in FIFA, I think it was 08 was the last time that they did this, but you could actually get sponsorships. They were like all like fake companies, obviously, but you could like choose a sponsorship, and depending on which company you went with, they would give you different benefits. Like one would give you a certain amount of money if you won a certain trophy, or one would give you a better transfer budget per year if you do certain things, like if you have their sponsor on their kit or something. Now on FIFA 08 you couldn't actually have the sponsor on the actual kit, it was just kind of on the in-game menus sort of thing, it was just around. But I do think that if EA could easily make some more fake companies and actually have it on the actual kit, so I know there's all these licensing issues, but I don't really see why it should be that much of a problem, because at the end of the day it's not like they're taking real companies and putting different sponsorships on, that sort of thing. Or I don't know, they could have they could work it out if they wanted to. Another part of the being more involved is the fact that I want to have complete control over how my players are trained. I want to, you know, I want to be able to choose the different types of drills that they do, take part in the different drills you can do. Like I remember on the World Cup game, the Brazil one, you could actually train the players individually, and like say you're managing England on that, for example, and you had Storage, and you wanted to improve his, I don't know, passing, for example. You'd make him do passing drills, and it'd improve his passing. Now that is more realistic than you just play some random games and a player's stats will just randomly go up for no apparent reason just because they're in form. No, that's not how it works. Like a player, just because they're doing really well, like say they might be scoring a lot of goals, they don't suddenly get faster just by scoring more goals. Like they have to work on that sort of thing in training, and I do think that should be a thing. Now obviously that comes more of into the my player type of career mode, but in this one I'm just talking about the manager, but I am going to be doing a future video where I talk about the player career as opposed to the manager one. And finally, from the training sessions, is I'd also like to be able to retrain players into like certain positions. So you say, for example, you've got, I don't know, Dani Alves, who's a right back. Now he would actually make a really good right midfielder, but if you play him in right mid, because that's not really one of his preferred positions, he doesn't play as well. But you should be able to train him into a different position so that you can play him in that position. Then, because that works in real life, like if a team is struggling with money or something and they don't necessarily have the money to buy a player, or if they're in the middle of a season, it's not the transfer window, then they might try and move one player into another position to try and help that team more without spending money, obviously, because if they can't or whatever. Another thing that I think would make career mode absolutely beautiful is better tactics, because the tactics in career mode, let's be honest, they're kind of basic. It's just like, oh, you can make your team counter-attack or play possession football or come down the wings. It's kind of basic, there's not a lot you can do. And when you're setting like set pieces and stuff, you can and the captain, you can only set like one at a time. There's no like vice things and stuff. So I really think that the tactics and all that sort of thing needs to be much better. Like on the screen now, I'm going to be showing you screenshots from Football Manager. Now this is the handheld version that I have on my iPad. I just took a few screenshots around some of the menus and some of the different types of things regarding tactics that you can actually do on Football Manager that you can't do on FIFA. So for example, you've got this screen which shows the vice captain, the captains and vice captains. Like you can see there's all the players down one side, and on the other side there's the players that you choose, and it's like a priority system. So on mine I'm managing Barcelona, got Messi as the first captain, then I think I've got PK as the second one. So if Messi's like not playing or he comes off as a sub, it will automatically go to PK if he's on the pitch. Whereas at the moment, if you sub your captain off, it just puts whoever you sub on. So let's say I'm with Barcelona, I'll sub off Messi and bring on, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of someone off the top of my head. I'll bring on Monet, one of the youth players, well, one of the younger players. I don't want Monet to be the fucking captain when he's like so young, and he wouldn't, in real life he wouldn't have any influence over the team at like whatsoever. It's just kind of a bit like, well, surely you should be able to set who it actually goes to next rather than it just goes to whoever's subbed on. Alongside the vice captains, I would also like the vice set piece taker system, which is in Football Manager. I don't have a screenshot of it because I didn't think to take one at the time. I just took one of the captains, but it's essentially the same. You pick your priority of who you want first, like Messi, then Suarez, then maybe like Neymar or something like that in that order. And it would make things so much faster and so much realistic rather than it comes up with a random player and you have to suddenly like spend time changing. Like, no, that's not how it works. It works in real life. Yeah, other players might take free kicks on and off sometimes, but there's always like a sort of a pecking order, if you will. I would also like there to be individual instructions and individual sort of, you can make players perform in a certain way. Like for example, in Football Manager with goalkeepers, you can either play them as a straight up goalkeeper or you can have as a sweeper keeper who will often come out a lot more and clear the ball if it comes near him, or come and gather it a lot more than just staying on his line like just a basic goalkeeper. And also if you have a forward like Messi or Suarez, something like that, then you can affect their position and tell them what kind of player you want them to be, whether you want them to go out on the wing, whether you want them to be a deep forward so they have to come into midfield to get the ball, or whether you just want them to be that target man. And I do know that you can sort of do this on Next Gen Ultimate Team, but on career mode it's not really implemented that much, and I would like to see that more in FIFA 16. Now the final thing that would make my dream FIFA 16 career mode a possibility would be improved player conversations. Like, I must tell you the amount of times that's just come up with a random conversation like you can see on the screen right now, where a player's asking to play more, or he's telling you that he doesn't quite feel right at the club and he wants to move on, or he's homesick or something like that, and you just can't even reply to it. It's kind of just like, it's there, and then you sort of have to deal with it how you pick the team and that sort of thing. Like if a player wants to play more, obviously you will try and put him in the lineup to make him happy, and if you don't, he'll make him lose morale. But I would like to see some sort of reply system, whether there's 3 or 4 options. So say for example a player wants to play more, like say for example I'm not in my Barcelona career mode, I'm not playing PK very much because I prefer Mathieu and Mascherano. PK could come to me and say, look boss, I want to play more, and then I could say to PK, I could either say, alright, I'll let you play more, no you can't, I'm the manager, I do what I want, or maybe like another one sort of, you will get some match opportunities eventually, but for this game I'm gonna have to leave you on the bench or something like that. Just something where you could actually communicate with players, because players just get like pissed off at you for not playing them. But if you actually could have some options how you talk to them, they might understand a bit more and they might not hate you completely. Like if you just say you're going to get a chance eventually, I promise, it's just for this game these players would probably offer something different, then it wouldn't be such a problem. And it's just kind of annoying that if you leave someone out for like one game, they suddenly hate you and want to leave. It's just kind of bullshit. But anyway guys, that does bring the video to a close. Hope you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Comment on what your opinions are on FIFA 16, FIFA 15 career mode, and what you would like to see in FIFA 16. Also, you could leave a comment asking me what you would like me to do in a future video. Subscribe if you enjoy my content in general, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.